Okay, so not very manly. As the band of men under Caramon's command traveled south toward the great dwarven kingdom of Thorbarden, their fame grew, and so did their numbers. The fabled wealth beneath the mountain had had long been legends among the wretched half-starved people of Solamnia. That summer, they had seen most of their crops wither and die in the fields. Dread diseases stalked the land, more feared and deadly than even the savage bands of goblins and ogres that had been driven from their ancient lands by hunger. Though it was autumn still, the chill of coming winter was in the night air. Faced with nothing but the bleak prospect of watching their children perish through starvation or cold or the illnesses that the clerics of these new gods could not cure, the men and women of Slomnia believed they had nothing to lose. Abandoning their homes, they packed up their families and their meager possessions to join the army and travel south. From having to worry about feeding 30 men, Caramon suddenly found himself responsible for several hundred, plus women and children as well. And more came to the camp daily. Some were knights, trained with sword and spear, their nobility apparent even through their rags. Others were farmers, who held their swords Caramon put in their hands as they might have held their hoes. But there was a kind of grim nobility about them, too. After years of helplessly facing famine and want, it was an exhilarating thought to be prepared to face an enemy that could be killed and conquered. Without quite realizing how it happened, Caramon found himself general of what was now being called the army of Fistandantilus. And at first, he had all he could manage to do in acquiring food for the vast numbers of men and their families. But memories of lean days of mercenary life returned to him. Discovering those who were skilled hunters, he sent them ranging far afield in search of game. The women smoked the meat or dried it so that what was not immediately used could be stored. You know what I should do? I should actually make it like a certain time to do this, because, how are people going to know when to join it? Anyways, I'll try to do that, like, maybe 8 o'clock is probably a good time. Many of those who came brought what grain and fruit they had managed to harvest. This Caramon pooled, ordering the grain pounded into flour or maize, baking it into the rock-hard but life-sustaining trail bread a traveling army could live on for months. Even the children had their tasks, snaring or shooting small game, fishing, hauling water, chopping wood. Then he had to undertake the training of his raw recruits, drilling them in the use of spear and bow, of sword and shield. Finally, he had to find those spears and bows, swords and shields. And as the army moved relentlessly south, word of their coming spread. Okay. Well, it's cold. And that's all that's going right now. It's a pretty cool picture, though, of this hammer. Isn't that cool? Letter P. Dreaming. Okay, well, I'll do this. I'll start streaming regularly at 8 o'clock so people actually know when to join. That would be the smartest thing to do. And yeah, so I'm picking up my speakers and stuff, and then I'll be returning to Portland. Bye-bye.